Okay, right now we're gonna go into John verses 22. No, actually, I'll just read the whole thing. Sorry, I've been crying over this one, but really it's a kind of a praise thing instead. Anyways, I'm gonna read again John, starting in chapter 1, verse 19. Now this is the testimony of John. Notice it says testimony of John. When the Jews sent priests and Levites from Jerusalem to ask him, "Who are you?" he confessed and did not deny, but confessed, "I am not the Christ." And they asked him, "What then? Are you Elijah?" He said, "I am not." "Are you the prophet?" And he answered, "No." And they said to him, "Who are you? That we may give an answer to those who sent us. What do you say about yourself?" And he said, "I am the voice of one crying in the wilderness, make straight the way of the Lord," as the prophet Isaiah said. Now those who were sent were from the Pharisees, and they asked him, saying, "Why then do you baptize if you are not the Christ, nor Elijah, nor the prophet?" John answered them, saying, "I baptize with water, but there stands one among you whom you do not know. But there stands one among you whom you do not know." That's how it says that. "It is he who, coming after me, is preferred before me, whose sandal strap I am not worthy to loose." And that I just read from verse 19 to 27, and it just hit me. I was listening to this song from Adele called Hello, and it's not, I don't know if it's actually meant to be a song regarding the relationship between us and Jesus, between myself and Jesus actually, but that's kind of how I took it. Kind of this song that combines all kinds of things for me, and this is what started to make me cry, and then it hit me, the voice of one crying in the wilderness, make straight the way of the Lord. That song kind of reminded me of the heartache of someone that obviously I had to let go of for good reason. So much heartache. I mean, sleeping outside in the cold. I can't even begin to imagine or how to explain it. Taking something that was meant to be a union and turning it into something that completely just desecrates and abolishes your heart. Spending hours and whole days with blinds drawn in the darkness, trying to tend to sickness of someone, and it ended up being an act. I could go into detail, but so that song kind of reminded me of that struggle, but then also right before there was my voice crying in the wilderness, and my path was made straight for the way of the Lord to come in. About him, I took it as kind of this simultaneous conversation, this simultaneous expression between me and Christ. I can't play the song and do this video at the same time. You'll just have to listen to it for yourself. But I just started bawling. It's amazing how God's word is so alive, and at every point in our lives, it's so personal. The voice of one crying in the wilderness, make straight the way of the Lord. I must have read that 1,000 times. And then it just hit me, and I'm sure I'm not the only one that also was humiliated, put to shame, mocked, but yet very, very quick to try to overlook it. The voice of one crying in the wilderness, make straight the way of the Lord. I've been praying to see through the heart of Jesus. And for a couple months now, I've had this in my head and in my heart. Prepare the heart, prepare the heart. So I've been asking him to prepare my heart. And then it finally came. The voice of one crying in the wilderness, make straight the way of the Lord. All I could do is pray if anyone is watching this that hasn't got there yet. That voice is in your heart. If you're in a situation that there's something in you just pleading, and that path is being made, and it'll come. Your voice is crying in the wilderness, but it'll happen in His time. But the path is being made straight for the Lord. Thank you. I just wanted to share that.